Okay, Mandy's ready. We'll count it down. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to United Through Readings Ask the session. This one's going to be talking about our virtual story time with a service member program with a huge emphasis on the Veterans Day Classroom Initiative. My name is Penny Latrude-Samons, and I'm going to be going through this session with a very good friend and colleague of mine, which is Mandy Disney. So let's get started. Next slide, please. Or maybe this slide. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm actually going to give Mandy a chance to introduce herself. That way, when we go back and forth between the two of us, you know that you're talking to two friends instead of just a random lady that pops up. Mandy, do you want to introduce yourself?
I am Mandy Disney. I am the program manager for the DC area, proud Air Force wife, and excited to give y'all some info on this program that we have.
Awesome. And like I said before, my name is Penny Latrude-Samons. I am the director of special programs here. I am a proud Navy wife. Okay, all right. And I am super excited to tell you all about our virtual story time with a service member. So let's dig into it. Next slide. Okay, so you might be asking yourself, what is this program? What is the virtual story time with a service member program? Well, it's a free list. It's a Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to talk about this the way I love to talk about it. It's one of the coolest programs that we have. What we do is we compile a free playlist of videos that are read by our active duty, guard, reserve, and veteran service members. The stories are super engaging. This year is really, really special because the theme is all military related. Sometimes in the past, you have seen us mix just your general story time, I mean, your general story books and titles with some military themes, but this one's all military themes. So we are super excited about that. It's very engaging because we pick our best and our most animated and fun readers, and it's just an all around good time. The stories consist of different age appropriate groups. So, there's a whole list that you can choose from. This year, there's going to be about 10 plus stories for grades pre-K through 2, 3 through 5, 6 through 8, and so on and so on. So our teachers will be able to receive the list and then have time to go through it to see which one is most appropriate for their Veterans Day curriculum they're putting together. So next slide.
So here we wanted to just highlight and make sure that our educators know that this is just a fantastic way to introduce your students. If you are not in a location that is heavily populated with military people, it's a fun way for them to get some virtual time with a service member. We have so many, like Penny said, we have 10 plus stories that are, I keep saying veteran-esque. So they all have something to do with our veteran community or military community. And the subject matter varies. So they're not all just about a soldier or something like that. They all have something to do with our military service members. But they're all interesting, and I just love some of these selections. So our teachers are able to bring these into the classroom and show children just what a veteran is and why we celebrate it and what the meaning is behind it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that we're sharing these pictures here on this slide because it's kind of the program in action. These are a couple of classrooms that have participated over the years, and it's just really cool to see one, that top picture, how engaged those children are, and that bottom picture, how much fun they had just participating. It's also a good thing because, a lot of our military kids, yes, of course, they live near installations. Yes, of course, they see uniforms all the time, but a lot of them don't. A lot of them are our National Guard or our reserve kids, and they are, for lack of a better phrase, kind of scattered to the wind, right? And so it's really cool to put a civilian child in the same space as a military child for that one moment, listening to that story. and also seeing the different uniforms too. My kid might recognize all the different Navy uniforms, and there's a lot, right? But they may not be so fluent in understanding what the Air Force uniforms look like too. So it's just kind of cool to introduce the concept to lots of kiddos. All right, next slide.
So this is probably my favorite part. We're not just zeroing in on your traditional classroom. If you are educating children in any way, you can sign up with us. At the top of the slide, it goes through the whole gambit of the people that we are having sign up. So it's everything. If you've got a homeschool cohort, come on, sign up and enjoy these stories. Our traditional classrooms definitely are able to access this. So anybody that is open to, like the slide said, military affiliated information, classrooms can sign up and get the info and enjoy these stories.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really, it's an all call to all community educators, right? So if you, whether it's childcare centers, rec centers, libraries, museums, if you're running any kind of programming for children for Veterans Day, you're absolutely invited to sign up and join in the fun. All right, next slide. I feel like we're going super fast, and this one actually slows us down just a little bit because this is probably one of the most important slides because it explains how well it gives you your access to participate. So I guess it is. So it is super easy to sign up. You can visit our website at utr.org/Veterans Day. It's going to take you straight to this sign up sheet. Please make sure that you complete the form, and make sure that you look over it really well and make sure that email address is correct because that's going to be the way that you gain access to the playlist. Super important. You want to make sure that you do get to the confirmation page, but that you also receive a confirmation email because that's really going to be a reminder of the timeline. So when the playlist is coming, and also the cool prizes that are going to be available to a lot of our classrooms that are signing up and things like that. But you definitely want to complete this form, please make sure everything is in there. If you have any questions, you can definitely reach out to us at classroom. Don't don't put the S on classroom at utr.org. But this is what the sign up sheet looks like. So if you're clicking on that not hashtag, if you're clicking on the QR code that you saw on the flyer, it should take you straight to the sign up page. If you are clicking on that link, perhaps you got it, the utr.org/Veterans Day in an email, it should take you straight to this page. And this is how we're collecting all of our info. And I stand by that sign up is easy as 1, 2, 3, ABC. All right, next slide, please. So these are some of our titles this year. Mandy, you mentioned earlier about yes, they're all military related books, but it's through the different eyes of the different people that make up our military, right? And I think that that's super neat. Do you want to talk about these books a little bit, or do you?
So,
Oh,
well,
just I.
as Penny was kind of saying, it wasn't just something specific about a military story in every one of these. There are some you can see with these titles that there are specific events that we have, different groups like 21. That is very, very specific. But then we have things like Night Catch that, yes, you see a uniform on the front of it, but it's not necessarily specific to a military person. Anybody could read that and get the messaging from it. So that's what's fun. And also the age range here. So we didn't just have children, elementary ed books. We used everything. Fly Girls is a chapter book and it's all about women in flight. So this is a whole other area that we're seeing that we picked from this year. So a lot of variety in these books, but like I was saying, they are all veteran adjacent in some way or another.
Yeah, agreed. A lot of variety, a lot of viewpoints, a lot of different special people that make up our military and veteran community. I also think it's important that we point out that our 2025 book for the military child is included in this. Definitely. And that you'll see that down the bottom, that's sometimes apart, always in my heart. So that one's actually pretty cool because that one is going to be done in English and also in American Sign Language. So we also want to be inclusive in the way that the playlist is also presented. And of course, when you think of veterans, sometimes you think of like someone who, is a much older person or is a vet of a much older conflict or war. But we also want you to think about it in the aspect of they are walking around amongst us very, very young, or perhaps they have passed away, and we're going to touch on those through these topics, right? 21 Steps, guarding the tomb of the unknown soldier, but also very young, walking around with us, sometimes apart, always in my heart, right? So it should be a pretty exciting ride. All right, next slide. Okay, so this slide, I think this might be my second favorite one because these are actually some sample stories. These are videos that are from last year, and we chose these because we wanted to be representative of the different branches, of the different ranks, just you know how fun that this experience really is. Everyone has a different style of reading. Everyone uh, seems to really enjoy it. Some people read alone, some people read with their spouse. So we figured we'd share some sample stories with you. Fingers crossed, we've got good sound so you can kind of get a taste of what the playlist looks like. So have at it.
Hey everybody, I'm Petty Officer First Class Jake Salmons, and today we're going to be reading Maggie, the Military Rat. Maggie P. Worthington was no ordinary rat. Maggie was a patriotic rat, a salute the flag rat, a military rat. At least she wanted to be. Maggie lived on a military base. Every day she woke up with the bugle call. She kept her quarters spick and span. She even practiced marching. Maggie longed for adventure. She listened to stories of faraway places and missions that made a difference. Maggie
I was
dreamed
muted.
of faraway
Okay,
places.
Tanya, I'm going to have you pause that story, please. Okay, so that's one example of one age group. Now she's going to play this next one that's going to give you an example of a chapter book and a different branch, a different style of reading. So go ahead.
Lieutenant General David Wilson, the Deputy Chief of Staff for Installations for the United States Army. Today I'll be reading Captain Marvel, Higher, Further, and Faster. I got everyone the same thing. I couldn't remember. Just take 'em, Bianchi says, handing each of us a soda. You panicked, I say, taking Pierre's and mine from him. I didn't panic. I made an executive decision, Bianchi says, passing the last two sodas down to Maria and Del Orbe. He panicked, Del Orbe seconds, right before everyone else echoes him. You're welcome, strangers who used to be my friends, Bianchi says back to them, sitting down next to me. Ladies and gentlemen, the voice booms through the loudspeaker, and all five of us immediately sit up and straight looking into the skies. We want to welcome you to today's air show. A B-52 bomber streaks across the sky, its high-pitched scream of an engine forcing some in the audience to cover their ears as it roars overhead. The bomber, almost bird-like cry, belies the plane's absolute gigantic wingspan. All of us lean into the sound. Okay, that was cool, Maria sounds like she's been
Okay, Tanya,
repeating
you can
an
pause that one for
executive
me.
statement.
Okay, so that one obviously is for our older kids, our middle school kids. It's definitely exciting. That was probably my favorite video from last year because it was an absolute surprise to see them actually edit the plane into it. I wasn't expecting that one. Okay, so let's play the last video. This one is great because the reading level is in between those two, but the reading style is completely different than those two as well. So go ahead.
Hi, I'm General Nebel, and this is
Joanne Nebel, his wife.
And we're going to read a book today called Are You My Mother? And it's about never, ever giving up. Let's start. A mother bird sat on her eggs. There she is. There's the egg. The egg jumped,
Uh-oh,
said the mother bird.
my baby will be here. He will want to eat. I must get something for my baby bird to eat.
She said.
I will be right back.
So away she went.
There she goes.
The egg jumped, it jumped, and jumped. And it jumped again. Out came the little baby bird.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, you can pause that
There
one for us,
is
Tanya.
my
I just wanted everyone to get a feel of the range that the will offer. Of course, these are last year's stories, and our number one rule is we don't repeat stories. So I think it's I'm very excited to see what everyone comes up with this year based on the list that we have. Okay, next slide. Ooh, this Okay, so now we've got slides competing for which one's my favorite. I don't know about you, Mandy, but we've got some
I was just
competing
gonna
slides.
say, I was just gonna say that you said you had your favorites. This one is my favorite.
This one's your favorite?
Yes.
This one's your favorite? Okay. Well, you know what? Hey, everybody loves a prize. Everybody loves a prize. And so, so it's cool because this year we've introduced, like new this year, we're actually having prizes. So for the first 1,000 classrooms that sign up, they'll receive a special recorded conversation or reading from a featured author. It may be an author from one of the books that we're using this year because it should be noted quite a couple of the books are coming from military spouses who are also authors, or military spouses who are authors and veterans and switched over. Like it's pretty cool. So I'm very excited about that this year. And just to clarify, the language you see here is, it says the first 1,000 classrooms. So for us, classroom is equal to sign up. So if we refer back to who's eligible, each classroom to us is like, okay, well, it might be a daycare classroom. It might be a homeschool classroom. It might be a museum running a program that day classroom, right? Those are all classified as classrooms to us. Okay. So please don't be thrown off just because we're using the word classroom. So the first 1,000 classrooms that sign up, again, will receive a recorded conversation or a reading with a featured author. Then we then 100 of the classrooms will be entered to win a book pack. That's just for their students. And again, we're defining it the same way we did before. It's signups, right? The 10 schools who have the most classrooms that sign up will be entered to win a very large book pack for their school library. So I love reading. I'm hoping that everyone who is watching this video and wanting to participate in this year's program also loves reading. So to me, a prize pack of books is one of the best things that you can do for me.
Definitely. And these are going to be some good titles too. So it's not, these are not ones that will be like, oh, okay. I feel like these are going to be some good titles, and anybody that's getting them is going to be pretty happy with what we're sending.
Agreed. Agreed. And of course, they will be age appropriate. So if, we have 100 classrooms and one's a sixth grade class versus a second grade class, they are not going to get the same titles. We're going to make sure that the reading level is definitely respected when we put together those packages. Okay. I feel like we're going through this super fast, and it's probably because we're excited and we want everyone else to be excited too. All right. Next slide. Ooh, questions. I'm not sure if we'll have any today, but I just want to say this is the website for signing up. I said it before, I'll say it again. UTR.org/Veterans Day. It is live, it is active, it is taking signups as we speak. And then if you have any questions or questions, suggestions, comments, concerns, any of those things, I want you to direct that communication to classroom@utr.org. We all have access to it, and it helps us keep a good, it helps us respond in a timely manner, because if it goes to my box, That's gonna get a little buried. Okay, so I
Oh,
will. Oh, we do
it
have
does
a
look,
question.
yeah. How many videos are in the playlist?
Ooh, so right now the answer to that question is 10 plus. Okay. Once I finish watching them all, if I have videos that are just so great that I'm like, you have to be in, it could be as many as 15, but right now I'm gonna say it is 10 plus. Okay. Any other questions?
Doesn't look like it from the chat.
Okay. Maybe will there
Oh,
be
there is one.
oh
Will the Spanish edition of Night Catch be read?
absolutely. Absolutely. So there will be at least one video that is read in Spanish, at least one video that is read in American Sign Language. I'm working on another language or two. I can't make any promises with that, but I definitely will have one in ASL and one in Spanish.
That looks like it's the end of anything in the chat.
Okay. Can I create my own question?
Yeah,
Okay,
of
so
course.
how about this? So when is the deadline to sign up? Okay, so the deadline to sign up is going to be Friday, November 7th. However, I if you signed up on the 8th, I'd probably let you slide through.
Oh,
um,
is
is
there a limit to the amount of classrooms that can sign up?
absolutely not. If you know what would make me happy, Mandy? If there was like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 classrooms that
Oh,
signed
we're
up.
sending them to every last one of them for
Oh,
sure.
yes. There is no limit to the amount of classrooms that can sign up. Okay, I think there was one more. Will you read it for me?
Oh, yeah. How long are the videos available, and is it just for US classrooms?
Ooh, okay.
Good
So
call.
I'll, yeah, I'm going to add something else into there. So the videos themselves are anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes long. It just depends on what kind of book it is. How long are the books? How long is the playlist available? So the playlist is available. I'm not going to shut it down. It's going to be available for the entire month of November. So just so you know that, and then it is available Canis and Ocanis translation. It is available stateside and everywhere else in the world. This is really one of those programs that is open to to everyone. We're really just trying to bridge the gap between our military kiddos and our civilian kiddos who are sharing these classrooms, no matter where in the world that might be. So that's why the program is open to everyone, stateside and overseas.
Yep. And if you happen to win one of those book packs and you're overseas, we're still going to get them to you.
Oh yes, we are. We have lots of friends at the post office. They know us well, right, Mandy? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
All right. Is there another question?
Is this
Ooh.
shared on social media? How do we share this?
Ooh, Mandy, do you want to take that one? I feel like I'm doing the questions.
It is going to be, yes, definitely share, especially if you are any type of educator, pass it along to your fellow educators. We want everyone to be able to have access to this because that just broadens the reach of what a veteran is. Not everybody knows that. Like we were saying earlier, not all schools are located near military bases. So this helps
Mhm.
our outreach and, yeah, definitely share away. If you have a cousin that is a teacher, but you're not, you can share it with them. That's totally okay. Social media, yes, we will be sharing it there, and it can be sent to anybody that you feel like could benefit from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I am putting it on my LinkedIn, I'm putting it on my Facebook. You're going to see it all over our socials too.
Yep.
So like, share, comment, engage, of course, and sign up, right?
Yes.
And also, so let's share our social medias. I'm gonna open up my comments for a second here so that I read it correctly. Okay, so our Instagram is at UTR4 military, and that four is the actual number. So at UTR, the number four military, and our Facebook is at United Through Reading. And then again, you'll also see it on our personal LinkedIn's, probably our personal social medias as well. but definitely like it and share it. And gosh, I just want to run the report and see everybody's name on there and see all the classrooms that have signed up. That's what I'm excited. I think so. If you want a fun story from this, I think the coolest thing that I saw was that you would think that a big giant state like California would have the most signups, right? But I think Alabama beat them last year. I think. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the numbers, but it's always interesting to see where everyone's coming from. I checked it today, and I already saw Alabama on there. I already did. I
Good.
saw Florida. I think Delaware, I think, is already in there. So people are already sharing it. It's going far and wide, and it's just a really great initiative. I mean, it's an introduction to understanding that our service members are a part of our community. They are our friends, and they deserve to be treated as such. And also, they are here to give back. And it's really fun to see how excited they get reading the stories because they really get like into it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, any other questions?
I do not see any. Nope.
Okay. And Tanya, can you take us back to who is eligible just one more time? I kind of want that to be the really what people see. There it is. Just an emphasis on if you are running any kind of educational programming for Veterans Day for kiddos. And again, from a museum, from a library. I've actually saw a couple of libraries that are already signed up. When we say community recreation centers, we've got a few of the ASYMCAs who have signed up for their to have it for their after school program and their daycares. So we definitely want to see a wide range of people participating because Veterans Day should be celebrated by us all, and we're just here to help you do that. So I just wanted to bring that back up for a second. Okay. Mandy, you think there's any other slides that you want to stop on again?
I don't think so, but I do think it is important to remind everybody, though, that there will be an entire list for you. So if you say you're running when we have the day off for Veterans Day, you're running a camp that day, and it's all just 6-year-olds, you could show them that video, but you're usually a classroom teacher, and the week before you want to use a sixth grade version, they're all going to be in there. So we're not when you're signing up for these things, it's you're going to be able to find what you need based on what you're using it for.
Absolutely. And also just a reminder that the playlist will be available on October 28th. So you're going to have at least what's that, 2 weeks to plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks to look through the videos and decide which one is most appropriate for your classroom and your curriculum, and decide which one you'd like to do.
There is also will the slides be available later from this evening? Absolutely. We always repost these to our social medias so that anybody that you might be telling about this, that you already watched it, you can say, oh, if you want to look at what they said and need more info, send them right over, and this will be put somewhere so that anybody can watch it and get the information.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much Tanya, you can take us back to the beginning if you want. I mean, I really feel like that's pretty much our virtual story time with the service member in a nutshell. The Veterans Day Classroom Initiative version of it, right? So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This is really fun because this book here, Never Goodbye, Always See You Later. This is one of the books this year. This person is actually also a military spouse, and who the author is, and the person that you see in the picture is actually her husband. So it's a real full circle moment, and that's pretty special to me this year. I'm very excited to be a part of their full circle moment. Well, that UTR is a part of their full circle moment. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I think that's it. Unless there's any more questions, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I think that's everything for sure.
Cool. All right. You can take these slides down, Tanya, and we are good to go.